New York City, the deadly truck rampage. Authorities investigating an act of terror. At least 8 dead, more than a dozen hurt. The death toll growing as we come on the air. Authorities say a pickup truck makes a, quote, purposeful turn onto a bike path along the West Side Highway. The crime scene stretching several blocks, ending not far from One World Trade. Tonight, right here, the video of the suspect, reportedly shot by police, seen outside the truck. And this evening, we've learned that truck was a Home Depot rental. Brian Ross standing by with what we know about the suspect. New York City police on high alert tonight with millions out for Halloween. And this was one of their worst fears, that someone could use a vehicle as a weapon. And at this hour, we've learned President Trump has now been briefed on the act of terror in his hometown. A special edition of World News Tonight begins now.
From ABC News, this is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening on this Tuesday night, Halloween, and sadly it will be remembered for what the mayor declared late today was an act of terror that ended not far from Ground Zero here in New York. A pickup truck turning down a pedestrian path for runners, walkers, bicyclists, and it appears that driver was aiming right for them. Authorities revealing that suspect in a rented pickup truck made a deliberate turn onto that path. It is the deadliest attack since 9/11. At least 8 dead tonight, many more injured. The driver running people over his path about a mile long before he ended. The crime scene stretching several blocks. We know the driver almost made it to Ground Zero, smashing into a school bus in the end. Several children injured too. This evening, images of the suspect leaving the truck, holding fake guns, police shooting him. Authorities say he was reportedly shouting Allahu Akbar. And tonight, this picture of the suspect obtained by ABC News. He is in custody at this hour, and ABC's Gio Benitez leads us off from the scene.
Tonight, terror in downtown Manhattan. This man accused of turning a truck into a deadly weapon.
We got multiple casualties. This is a mass casualty situation here.
At 3:05 p.m., a white truck plowing into pedestrians, killing at least 8. Eyewitnesses saying the driver turned with purpose and mowed through a popular bike path used by millions, hitting more pedestrians and cyclists, slamming into cars and crumbling bikes. At least 15 more injured as he barreled through roughly 3/4 of a mile, his truck stopping after colliding with a school bus just blocks from the World Trade Center Memorial.
He kept going all the way down, full speed, and then the next thing all I heard was like 9-10 gunshots.
This cell phone video showing the driver limping after getting out of the truck, its front end completely smashed. He's holding what turned out to be 2 fake guns. Sources telling ABC News he shouted Allah Akbar. An officer then shot him in the abdomen. Tonight, he is now in custody. Police say he's a 29-year-old of Middle Eastern descent. This tearful mother saying the attacker pointed one of his guns at her daughter.
Sorry, she just said I saw the man with the guns. He pointed a gun at me. I'm sorry. I have to go get my child.
Hundreds of police immediately swarming the scene, shutting down parts of Lower Manhattan. A nearby school going into lockdown, chaos and confusion in the streets. At first, reports that it was a road rage incident, but then authorities calling it an act of terror. The NYPD already on high alert for truck attacks.
We have been tested before as a city very near the site of today's tragedy, and New Yorkers do not give in the face of these kinds of actions.
And Gio Benitez joins us live tonight at the scene of this deadly attack. And Gio, this began to unfold just after 3 this afternoon. We know several schools right there just letting out. Parents and their children hearing the chaos, the gunshots. But at this hour, it's believed those gunshots were from police aimed at the suspect, correct?
That's right, David, because we're told that he was carrying fake guns, but this was an incredibly dangerous situation. So many kids were already on these streets. They were going home from school. We have 3 schools, David, just within these 2 blocks here.
Gio Benitez leading us off tonight. Gio, thank you. And we do have exclusive reporting right here tonight on the suspect. That new image just emerging and what appears to be a chillingly familiar plot. A vehicle used as a deadly weapon. We know ISIS has called upon followers to attack in this way, and ABC's chief investigative correspondent Brian Ross on the suspect who rented this pickup truck from Home Depot.
The suspect was identified soon after he fled the vehicle with 2 paintball or pellet guns and was stopped by a police officer who confronted him and shot him in the abdomen.
He did make a statement when he exited the vehicle.
That statement, authorities tell us, Allahu Akbar. Police have identified the suspect tonight as 29-year-old Saifullah Saipov, said to be carrying an ID from Tampa, Florida. Authorities say he had rented a white pickup truck from Home Depot somewhere outside of New York City. The attack follows a familiar pattern. For the last 2 years, ISIS has urged its followers to attack innocent civilians using vehicles.
Are you incapable of stabbing a kafir with a knife, throwing him off of a building, or running him over with a car?
There have been almost a dozen such attacks on landmarks like London Bridge and at times of celebration, Bastille Day in Nice, France, the Christmas market in Berlin, and now Halloween night in New York City.
And Brian Ross with us tonight. And Brian, we know the suspect is now in police custody at the hospital, and you're learning more tonight about where this suspect is from.
That's right, David. Authorities tell ABC News he came to the U.S. 7 years ago from Uzbekistan under what's called the Diversity Visa Program, which offers a lottery for people from countries with few immigrants to America. We're told that in addition to his address in Tampa, Florida, he also lived in Ohio and most recently just across the river in Paterson, New Jersey, David.
All right, across the river in New Jersey, Brian, thanks to you and your team tonight. New York City, of course, on high alert at this hour. Authorities just a short time ago saying this was a lone wolf, that they do not believe that there is an ongoing threat tonight. But millions are out for Halloween and the annual parade in Manhattan. Major steps are being taken tonight to protect families. But the parade, they say, will go on. ABC's Lindsay Davis here in New York tonight.
Tonight, police in New York City are on high alert, deploying more officers around the city.
You'll see them in the airport, you'll see them in the tunnels. It's not because there's any evidence of any ongoing threat or any additional threat. It is just out of vigilance and out of caution.
Security stepped up tonight on the night millions of parents and their children are out on the streets trick-or-treating. The scene of that attack just blocks away from Greenwich Village, where tens of thousands of people are expected at the annual Halloween parade. That parade is going forward tonight with heavy police presence.
More police officers, heavy weapons teams, blocker vehicles on the street leading to the route, as well as more sand trucks. And there's also heavy weapons teams being deployed throughout the city at key iconic locations.
The NYPD has been long prepared for the possibility of vehicle attacks, beefing up security around public events and high-profile targets. Officials tonight are urging the people of New York to stand strong in the face of terror.
The bottom line is we are going to go about our business in the city. We're not going to be deterred.
Lindsay Davis with us live tonight. She's in Times Square. And Lindsay, New York City is still going forward with the parade, but they are taking additional precautions tonight.
They are, David. In fact, parade organizers recently tweeted out assuring people, telling them to get their costumes ready to come out and enjoy. And many people right here in Times Square, we're seeing a lot of costumes. We're also seeing a lot of police. And David, officials are telling people just to live by the idea of if you see something, say something.
But it's still going to be an unsettling night ahead. Lindsay, our thanks to you. I want to bring in former NYPD Commissioner Ray Kelly, an ABC News consultant. And Commissioner, you and I were talking that we both have used that pathway along the West Side Highway. Millions of people actually use it on bikes. They walk, they run. How do you protect a pathway like that, or Times Square where Lindsay was just standing? Can you protect it?
With great difficulty. This is the nightmare scenario, no question about it. New York City, you have 10 million people a day potentially on our streets on a business day. You do it ideally with intelligence, you do it with police officers deployed, but you can't deploy them everywhere. So there's an assumption of risk here.
Commissioner, I want to ask you about this potential plot today that we witnessed unfold. A vehicle used as a weapon. We heard the calls from ISIS for followers to do this. This was the worst case scenario for many within law enforcement in this city.
Absolutely, and it's so difficult to prevent. I mean, how many vehicles do we have on the streets? We have a lot of open areas, even in Times Square. We have bollards, but there are open areas in Times Square where you simply can't put bollards into the ground.
Are you concerned tonight with millions out for Halloween and the Halloween parade going on? Or?
Well, I know the Halloween parade will be very well protected. No question about it. It's a finite space. There'll be blocker cars. There'll actually be blocks. There'll be heavy weapons teams in place. So I think the parade will be fine.
With great thanks to the NYPD and former Commissioner Thank you for being here tonight.
Thank you, David.
We'll continue on this story now. We watched as the death toll rose all afternoon. Tonight, at least 8 people are dead, at least 11 injured. Some of the injured have been taken to Bellevue Hospital here in New York City. And ABC's Adrienne Bankert. She's outside Bellevue tonight with what authorities said moments ago about the victims tonight. Adrienne?
Yes, David, that's right. We just spoke to Bellevue officials, and they say that 5 of the injured from this tragedy were brought right here to Bellevue Hospital with serious but not life-threatening injuries. Now, we also know that of the injured, some of those injuries, again, being treated at another local hospital. We can imagine what those injuries could be like with the truck moving at very high speeds. We know that the suspect hit a school bus, as we've been reporting. 2 adults, 2 children injured there. We also know of the 8 plowed down and killed in this incident. 2 of them were pronounced dead here at the scene at Bellevue Hospital. And officials are saying there could be others who were injured who left on their own to seek medical treatment. David?
Adrienne, thank you. We know there were so many witnesses this afternoon. They were seen actually bending over the victims on that pathway, trying to help, trying to do what they could in ways that you would expect here in New York City and across this country to respond in moments like this. We do know that late today, President Trump was briefed on this apparent attack of terror right here in his hometown, New York City. Let's get right to ABC's Mary Bruce. She's at the White House tonight. Mary, what are you learning?
David, we've learned the president has been briefed by his chief of staff and is continuing to be updated by his national security team. On Twitter, he says this looks like another attack by a very sick and deranged person. Law enforcement is following this closely, not in the USA. David, this presents a new challenge for the president, the first attack of this nature on U.S. soil since he took office. And as you've mentioned, this is in his hometown. The First Lady is also responding tonight, tweeting, "My heart breaks for NYC today." David.
Tweets from both the First Lady and Ivanka Trump, the president's daughter, Mary Bruce, at the White House monitoring developments for us. Mary, thank you. I do want to bring in ABC senior justice correspondent Pierre Thomas at this hour. And Pierre, you and I have spoke so many times about lone wolves and how many cases they're actively following in this country. And then the other cases they're simply not able to get to. What are law enforcement officials telling you tonight? They're having meetings right now?
The FBI director and the attorney general were on the phone tonight discussing this event and what to do about it. This is now seen as the preferred method of attack, David, and they have a report that shows that from 2014 to 2017, there were more than 17 of these kinds of incidents with more than 177 people killed, David.
Pierre Thomas on this story with us tonight. Pierre, thank you. And we should let our viewers know we have much more on this deadly truck terror here in New York City in this broadcast. But we also know the White House is dealing with that other major development tonight, and this involves the Russia investigation. Those indictments from the special prosecutor, new details about George Papadopoulos, a foreign policy expert who advised then candidate Donald Trump, pleading guilty to lying to the FBI about his contacts with Russians during the campaign. Well, tonight, as we've been reporting, he is now cooperating with investigators as a witness. This evening, who did he report to inside the campaign, and how is the White House now describing this young man? Here's ABC's chief White House correspondent, Jonathan Karl.
The president summoned business leaders to the White House today, saying he wants to sign tax cuts by Christmas. But that announcement was quickly overshadowed by questions about the Russia probe.
Are you gonna pardon Mr. Manafort? Thank you. Thank you.
Mr. President, what's your reaction to George Papadopoulos'
Thank you very
guilty
much.
plea? Your reaction to the guilty plea, Mr. President?
Thank you.
On Twitter, the president lashed out at former campaign advisor George Papadopoulos, who pleaded guilty to lying about his contacts with the Russians. Few people knew the young, low-level volunteer named George, who has already proven to be a liar. Check the Dems. Trump once called him an excellent guy and sat just a few seats away from him during a national security meeting in March 2016. Tonight, this newly obtained video shows Papadopoulos at a rally for Greek Americans last November, praising his candidate, Donald Trump. Papadopoulos told Mueller's investigators that during the campaign, he met with people he believed to have close ties to the Russian government, and even tried to set up meetings between Vladimir Putin and candidate Trump. Prosecutors say he revealed this to at least 5 senior campaign officials. Among them, ABC News has learned, are campaign chairman Paul Manafort, deputy campaign manager Rick Gates, campaign co-chairman Sam Clovis, and the first campaign manager Corey Lewandowski. Today, Lewandowski says he doesn't remember any of it.
I think that Papadopoulos is an example of actually somebody doing the wrong thing while the president's campaign did the right thing.
But Chief of Staff John Kelly acknowledged in an interview with Fox News that the special counsel investigation is distracting President Trump.
It is very distracting.